Ramon.
Before I start, I just want to take a quick selfie. Okay. I think we're good. You know what? That was my draft. Welcome, staff, students, family, friends, ward guests who went to the wrong school. You have to take I-95 north just a bit, but I think you'll make it in time. And you, the class of 2013, congratulations to the greatest class to graduate Ludlow, dare I say, ever? What a great day we have here today. We're grateful for having the ceremony a week earlier after successfully bribing the Fairfield Board of Ed. I've never seen the senior class work as hard as they did this year when it came to their summer vacation. And I'm sure the music students are happy to not be playing this year while melting in their tuxedos and instead can be studying their little hearts out for finals. When I was coming up with this speech this afternoon while I was putting on my cap and gown, I thought about what might create an inspiring closure to our high school career. Or maybe I just say YOLO and wing it, like most of our work from this year. To be honest, I've been wondering what to say for months. How to properly capture the emotions of the day and give a befitting farewell. When I was asked to give this address, I was of course honored, but as I started writing, I realized everything that was wrong with the valedictorian speech. I mean, after 4 years of arduous work to become the top student, the administration decided to give me another assignment. And the topic, the typical high school experience. So I said, fine, I'll write the speech, but only if I can do it while wearing a wizard robe in 80-degree weather. It really is an amazing privilege to be speaking in front of you, such an amazing group of students, all so unique and ready for the world ahead of us. Look how far we've come, guys. For us Ludlow middle schoolers, an amazing 100 yards. And from those from Tomlinson, that much more. And I think we're ready, or at least the infallibility of the Connecticut Standardized Testing System says so. But now at the end of this epic odyssey through the public education system, I think we all know what it's like to be Falcons, to circumvent ridiculous library security that is only rivaled by the White House, to be told by Mr. Bright to sit and vegetate as he waters you, to know the difference between Russia and Prussia. Thank you, Mr. Russell. To have to look out for hawks on your way to the car. To be beaten by Mrs. Kiley in pickleball. To know how to keep a lab clean from food and beverage, even if the teacher may be eating Dutchess. To take more Snapchats than actual notes. To do it live. To know what it really means to blow the roof off. And to adjust to a new headmaster every year. Mr. Hattis, wherever you are, please don't leave us. I know we scared off 2 already, but we're not that bad. So parents, you might be thinking right now, is this dashingly handsome kid ever going to stop joking around? This is the most important day of my child's life and is using it as a little comedy show. But relax, guys, there's a message coming. And this will probably be the most inspirational part of my speech, so tissues have been provided under your chairs in case my stirring rhetoric makes you tear up. Like any kid in need of a quick synopsis, I turned to SparkNotes for help. Unfortunately, guys, I couldn't find the SparkNotes for life. But if I were to make one for you all, it would have just 2 entries. The first entry, don't take things too seriously. There's a reason I've been joking around for a majority of the speech so far. You see, the definition of a valediction is the farewell address at closing ceremonies. And saying goodbye to almost 400 classmates that I've come to know over these 4 years just might be the most depressing thing I'll ever do. But even now, actually especially now, it's appropriate to goof off and joke around. I guess the best reason for this the best explanation for this reason would be a little story from my high school career. During my sophomore year, I was fortunate enough to travel to Ecuador with Builders Beyond Borders. Fairfield County... a Fairfield County-based international service organization that everybody should join. Sorry, that was my shameless plug. Anyway, we're helping build an aqueduct system for an impoverished village of Tingopucará, 12,000 feet up in the mountains of Ecuador. Daily life was a continuous struggle in Tingo with no running water. Every sunrise brought the same 4-hour laborious task of retrieving the day's water from the river at the base of the mountain. Families made do with $8 a month and homes damaged by a recent earthquake. Yet through all this poverty and all this objection, nothing pierces my memory more than the smile of one child, David. Every time I saw David, without fail, a smile would burst from his face. I've never met anyone with such resounding joy and such resilient spirit. He was able to extract happiness from the most dire of situations, find light in pure darkness. The village's cheerfulness astounded me, but what I realized was that not only could the spirit survive, but that it was necessary for their endurance. This village was not in the least bit discouraged by their position, and they keep looking forward. And now with running water, they could dream even higher. What I'm trying to say, I guess, is in times of darkness, there's always light. However small, it is absolutely imperative that you find it. And I found this fact especially crucial after a year like this. The tragedies we have endured and overcome this year will be permanently ingrained in our memories and our community. But this mustn't consume our vision of humanity. If we just look back and see the enjoyment of our high school career, the teacher's pitiful dancing at the pep rally, our amazing senior water balloon fight, or taking skip days when, let's face it, this entire year has seemed like a skip year, we'll realize fairly quickly that humanity is not only defined by affliction, but by happiness that is too often forgotten. You see, there's always time for not taking things seriously and laughing around with friends, because if you think you just completed the hardest part of your life by graduating high school, remember that you'll be breathalyzed on the way to the stage. If real life is anything like my recent foray into the work world, I'm a little concerned. But life is too ridiculous to take seriously. We're entering a world where college graduation is rewarded by debt and a failing job market, where Snooki will probably make more money than you'll ever make, and where the guys on Duck Dynasty's votes count just as much as your vote. So let's go out, find our passions, and save some time to mess around, get in trouble, have some fun, but not too much fun, right, Dad? The second entry I put into the Spark Notes for Life is to be a nerd. And I know your vision of nerd is probably, well, me. But let me explain. The state of nerddom is a magical and wonderful place. Some may think it's a dark, desolate hole filled with science, Star Trek, and social ineptitude. But being a nerd is awesome, because it doesn't just mean being an athlete, or loving physics more than you love some of your family members, or being able to recite all 151 original Pokemon. No, you see, what defines being a nerd is being passionate about something weird. For example, in one of my favorite instances, was instead of hiding the fact that us on the math team spent our Tuesdays practicing our number crunching and our Wednesdays battling other schools on the coordinate plane, we embraced it wholeheartedly by wearing our Ludlow Mathletics t-shirts complete with athletic font and an esoteric calculus joke, with pride. All that nerd means is that they embrace their passions and are fanatical about what they love. So I say be a nerd, but a nerd of whatever you want. The most important thing is that you find what you love, however strange, and you follow it with dedication and enthusiasm. The range of interest here is expansive, but whether you like history or writing or science or politics or baseball or, I don't know, banjo, love it with all your heart and find others who love it the same way. Don't let anyone tell you that being a nerd is social suicide, because it may just be the greatest decision you'll ever make. And before I end what some appropriately called the next Gettysburg Address, let's thank everyone who's helped us along the way. First and foremost, let's thank Google and Wikipedia, our real reason for success. Next, shout out to the parents. I mean, without you guys, we'd have no one to blame when we forget our permission slips. Mom, thank you so much for everything. For being my personal chauffeur before I got my license, packing my brown bag every morning, and cleaning up after me. Dad, thanks for working so hard every day, putting up with me, and for your inspirational Frankisms, which will never be forgotten. Enjoy the next 4 years of me out of the house and of Obama. And thanks to the Ludlow staff for dealing with 1,500 teenagers. Seriously, it's astounding. Thank you, Mr. Bright, for always being there, even though we're not always. Thank you, Mr. Hutton, for blowing our minds with science. Thanks, Mrs. Smith, for 4 amazing years of orchestra and introducing us to the speckled hen. Miss Rouge and Miss Trabot, even though you're no longer here, thank you for leaving your mark on the school. Thank you, Mr. Hatzis, for making this a wonderful last year, and hopefully it'll be one of many for you. And thank you, class of 2013, for making these the best 4 years of my life so far. See you at the reunion, future nerds, and don't take life too seriously.
Don't worry, Tommy, I got your trash. Mrs. Romano, I feel your pain.